For centuries, gravity has stood as a monumental force, bending light, forging galaxies, and keeping our feet firmly on the ground. From Newton's apple to Einstein's warped spacetime, our understanding has evolved, yet a fundamental mystery persists. How does gravity truly operate at the quantum level, and can it be unified with the other fundamental forces of the universe? Why is unifying gravity such a problem for modern physics? The challenge lies in the incompatibility of our two most successful scientific theories, general relativity and quantum mechanics. General relativity beautifully describes gravity as the curvature of space-time on cosmic scales, while quantum mechanics, on the other hand, accurately describes the universe at its smallest scales, using probabilities and discrete energy packets. When physicists try to combine these two frameworks, for instance within a black hole or at the very beginning of the universe, the equations break down, yielding nonsensical infinities. It's kind of like trying to fit a square peg of quantum randomness into the round hole of gravitational smoothness. This fundamental incompatibility is the holy grail of modern physics. Why is the 11-dimensional model a more accurate tool for analyzing the universe? At the 11-dimensional model of the universe, we propose a revolutionary answer that cuts through this incompatibility. Our model suggests that the universe operates on a more fundamental dimensional level, making it a more accurate tool because it inherently unifies the forces from the ground up, rather than trying to reconcile them retrospectively. It provides a single, coherent framework where gravity and quantum phenomena aren't separate puzzles to be forced together, but emergent properties of the same underlying dimensional dynamics. This deeper understanding allows us to resolve long-standing paradoxes and, honestly, gain new insights into the very nature of reality. Crucially, while modern physics often confines itself to a four-dimensional space-time reality, our 11-dimensional model offers a far broader spectrum of dimensions to analyze reality. The conventional four-dimensional view, though practical for everyday experience, represents a very narrow slice of a profoundly broader subject. Our model asserts that space-time is indeed fundamental, but it's not limited to 4 dimensions. Instead, it expands upon this concept, revealing that space-time itself is intricately woven across 11 dimensions. This expansive view allows for a more comprehensive understanding of the universe's mechanics, forces, and the very fabric of existence. This allows for moving beyond the limitations of current frameworks to truly grasp the universe in its entirety. Our model suggests that gravity is not merely a curve in space-time, nor a force transmitted by hypothetical particles, but rather an emergent property born directly from the dynamic interplay of the 10th and 11th dimensions. This profound insight offers a unified theory of quantum gravity, fundamentally reshaping our understanding of reality. To truly grasp this new understanding of gravity, we must first briefly acknowledge the foundational dimensions of our model. From the dimensionless zero dimension, representing pure potentiality, our universe unfolds through sequential layers. The first, which is length, the second width, and the third depth, forming the familiar three-dimensional space we inhabit. Beyond these familiar dimensions are the temporal dimensions. The fourth dimension introduces time and rotation, followed by complex motions like the fifth, or wobble, the sixth, orbital motion, the seventh, orbital tilt, the eighth, galactic orbit, and the ninth, galactic orbital tilt, each describing increasingly intricate cosmic dances. But it is in the dance of the 10th and 11th dimensions that the true nature of gravity is revealed. Imagine for a moment a cosmic ballet driven by two opposing yet complementary forces. First, there's the 10th dimension, the expansive deterministic drive. This dimension is the force of cosmic expansion. It really represents the universe's inherent tendency to spread out, to push things apart, and to manifest as the deterministic classical physics we observe on macroscopic scales. You can think of it as the grand, predictable engine behind the universe's growth. Then there's the 11th dimension, the contractive quantum web. This dimension represents cosmic contraction. It's the universe's inherent tendency to pull things together, to draw matter inward. And, crucially, the 11th dimension is deeply intertwined with quantum interconnectedness and the probabilistic nature of reality. It's the quantum realm, the domain of possibilities and unseen connections. The constant dynamic tension between the expansive push of the 10th dimension and the contractive pull of the 11th dimension is, really, the engine of our universe. These two dimensions aren't separate forces acting upon the universe. They're the fundamental forces generating all phenomena, including gravity. In our model, gravity is the manifestation of the 11th dimension's inherent tendency towards contraction, localized and shaped by the deterministic influence of the 10th dimension. Consider how particles form. They're not tiny, solid points in empty space, but rather localized, stable condensations or knots within a universal wave. This universal wave itself arises from the ceaseless interplay between the 10th and 11th dimensions, where the expansive push of the 10th dimension meets the contractive pull of the 11th dimension in a harmonious, balanced resonance. Matter condenses. The mass of a particle is, in essence, the energy locked within this condensed wave. To help visualize this, imagine a sluice box, a device used to sort materials by weight. In this powerful analogy, the water flowing through the sluice box represents the 11th dimension, with its fluid, pervasive, and inherently probabilistic nature. The riffles and the overall shape of the sluice box represent the 10th dimension, providing the deterministic structure and boundaries that influence the flow. The eddies created behind the riffles are the emergent first through 9th dimensions. These are the regions where the interplay of the water, the 11th dimension, and the physical structure, the 10th dimension, creates localized patterns. Matter, in this analogy, is the material being processed. After a so-called Big Crunch or Big Bang event, all particles would essentially have the same initial volume. However, the universal wave's dynamics, which are driven by the dimensional riffles, would act a bit like displacement. Just as heavier elements settle behind the riffles in a sluice box due to the eddies created, so too does matter with a higher atomic mass concentrate in these cosmic eddies. This process allows for particles with a higher atomic mass to concentrate in these regions, providing a powerful visual representation of how the universal wave dictates the formation and distribution of matter. The gravitational pull we feel is simply the localized effect of the 11th dimension's pervasive contractive tendency, acting on these wave knots of matter. The more condensed or massive a region of space, the stronger the local manifestation of this 11th dimensional contractive pull. The 10th dimension then works to solidify and define these gravitational interactions, giving them their deterministic appearance in our lower dimensions. This dimensional understanding offers a profound solution to one of physics' greatest challenges, unifying quantum mechanics and gravity. Instead of struggling to merge two seemingly disparate theories, our model shows that both gravity and quantum phenomena actually originate from the same fundamental dimensional interaction. Gravity emerges from the deterministic influence of the 10th dimension acting on the probabilistic, interconnected nature of the 11th dimension. The wave function and gravity, our reinterpretation of the wave function as a fundamental universal phenomenon born from the interplay of the 10th and 11th dimensions, intrinsically links quantum behavior to gravitational interaction. The probabilistic collapse of the wave function upon observation is a moment when the 10th dimension's deterministic influence locally dominates the 11th dimension's probabilistic potential. This perspective allows us to see, really, how microscopic quantum fluctuations and macroscopic gravitational forces are merely different manifestations of the same underlying dimensional dynamics. Phenomena like sonoluminescence, where energy is dramatically focused by resonant frequencies, can even be seen as small-scale parallels to how these dimensional interactions create profound effects across the universe. This model, honestly, shifts our entire perspective. The universe is not just particles in empty space, but a dynamic, interconnected field of dimensional waves. Stars, planets, and even ourselves are resonant harmonies, constantly shaped by the fundamental tension between cosmic expansion and contraction. This unified theory of quantum gravity opens vast new avenues for exploration, inviting us to reconsider the very nature of space-time, matter, and consciousness. By understanding the deep interplay of the 10th and 11th dimensions, we can unlock secrets of the cosmos that have long eluded us, moving closer to a complete picture of existence. If this journey through the dimensions has sparked your curiosity and possibly reshaped your understanding of the universe, there's much more to explore. To view the essays in the order they were written, view the 11-dimensional model playlist by clicking here. Check out the Dimensional Visuals playlist. Subscribe to the 11-dimensional model of the universe for more groundbreaking insights, and join our growing community in unraveling the cosmos. And hey, share this video to help spread this new vision of reality.